Controversial opinion. I think we should spend far more time on mountains, by lakes and in woodlands, even if that means we go way out of our way to get there. The time that I have spent here makes up a huge part of who I am today. The time that I've spent with friends on mountains or around campfires, the time that I've spent alone contemplating and dreaming up new stories. These spaces are magical. And then I was gifted this watch, specifically Shoreham's Snowdon model. A mountain that rises at the centre of adventure. The one to climb for magical sunrises and sunsets. The place where I always find conversation delves that little bit deeper. This watch represents far more than the physical object that it is. This watch holds those memories, those moments, the stories of adventure, which got me thinking, how can I make an advert that delivers that feeling to people? As a storyteller, this question is often at the heart of everything I do. How do I deliver that feeling to someone else? So I set about to make a spec advert, a boost to my portfolio, yes, but also an opportunity to step into a new industry. This was an opportunity to make something I hadn't before, but also a chance to go up mountains and spend time in the woods with my friends. But first, research. Making a watch advert itself isn't unique. There are many examples of great videos out there. But here's what I knew. The watch has significant provenance in North Wales and represents adventure. It's always handy to make a Bible before starting any project. I asked myself, what are the do's and don'ts of this film? What is the visual style? People often call this pre-production, and it involves collecting references, creating a really distinct visual style before you go and just film everything that you see. I put together a storyboard of ideas, the types of shots that I wanted to create. But to make this advert unique, there was an incredibly important component that I needed to capture. Step 2. What makes me unique as a creator? Well, I have the advantage of this landscape and being within driving distance of a river, Snowdon, which the watch is named after. Our goal was simple enough. Climb the mountain, wait for sunset, film with all that beautiful golden light. Simple plan, right? Wrong. There was one thing we didn't account for. We climbed the mountain. I could feel a blister on the back of my heel, but we kept going. We were smart about our timings. In previous attempts, we pushed ourselves, chasing the sunset or the sunrise, but we underestimated the weight of camera gear and how long it would take us to climb. In these cases, we would battle the sunset, waiting for the sun to go down, and we'd end up getting into position when the stars came out. But on this climb, we had plenty of time. It was more of a leisurely stroll. Great company, great conversations. As we neared the summit, I knew we had to alter our plans. We scrambled up rocks, holding onto the summit, hoping we wouldn't get blown off. Holding camera gear at this point seemed impossible. So we reevaluated our options. The choice here was stay, see if the weather changes, or travel a little bit further down the mountain to a more sheltered area. After 30 minutes of contemplation, plan B looked like the best option. We reached our filming location and it was magical. The sun was setting, the clouds filled with golden light, the scene was set, and the drone was up. But before we get there in the advert, we need a build-up, a crescendo to that final moment. So I scripted and storyboarded a sequence that would be filmed in a location friendlier to cameramen, whose worst enemies are wind, rain, and slope surfaces. Step 3. Find the story. Well, we had our starting point, the payoff to the video. But I wanted to invoke those feelings from my adventures. I could pull some archival shots from previous videos, but what I really needed to do was get my friend James to journey up that mountain. As creators, we often compare what we have to others. I may not live in a bustling city where something is around every corner, but I do have this, the best office in the world. So we went about shooting a sequence which heavily featured the watch, something that was harder to do on the summit of the mountain due to the windy conditions. Then it's time to compile the shots and create something cohesive. For short projects like this, I think less of narrative arc and more of the feeling I want to deliver. Take my Iceland film, for example. In that, I wanted to evoke a feeling of calm, of tranquility, of finding inner peace. For my Scotland video, I wanted to evoke a feeling of nostalgia, like you were flicking through a photo album or you were watching through home videos. And for this film, I wanted you to feel like adventure was just around the corner in these peaceful pockets of time. It's a combination of the feelings from my previous videos, but I'd be really interested to hear how you felt whilst watching the video. Often, I find a physical representation of the edit helps when compiling these shots. The feelings that I want to invoke influence the music choice that I will pace the film to. I try not to edit to music. I like to let the film find its own rhythm. But this isn't always easy, and music can really help pace your film. And finally, here is the finished film.
What if our only purpose in life was to enjoy the passing of time? To live moment to moment. We do not get to choose how much time we are given, but we wake up every day and get to decide how to use it. We can do nothing, or we can decide to explore, to adventure, to climb. The time I spend out here is infinite. The world drops away. There is space to think, breathe, and connect. I don't think I could ever feel lost in the mountains, because that is where I found out who I am.